We'll continue with our holy hexes from the Copycat Effect. Devil sighting causes 11 to jump from Paris window. Again, from copycateffect.blogspot.com. However, Reuters debunking the story. French satanic defenestration story thrown out the window. Reuters downplay satanic connections. More on that story will blow your mind. Mystery skulls mailed to BYU History Department. And meanwhile, a radio host and witch doctor try to curse LeBron James for leaving whatever city he left to go play for whatever team he now plays for. A little bit more selection news. Oklahomans vote against Sharia law. Things getting stranger by the moment, but BeliefNet.com has some fun facts about the election, about the statistics of what religion did what and how they voted. They also break down Obama's God gap. Many Americans are believers of ghosts and goblins, according to Faith World from Reuters. And more on the molestation that seemingly always surrounds homophobic televangelists. Atlanta pastor, in response to suits, denies sex allegations. Yet again. But now we move to our media and memes, and we'll blast through the old ones first before we get to the clip. And again, something Clyde and I referenced last week of this Sinister Forces stew. Actor Randy Quaid fears he's on a death list of stars. That initial report came from independent.co.uk. And oh, here he is again. Speak of the devil, VigilantCitizen.com. Kanye jokes about Illuminati rumors. A series of tweets from Kanye, basically making fun of all the things that have been pointed out, the symbolism in his videos and in his music. A series of tweets making fun of it all, saying, oh, how do I worship the devil on my iPhone? Oh, well, did Satan like a droid or, an iPod better? I think the fact that someone like Kanye has to address this, even in a joking manner, again, shows on yet another front the success of the independent alternative media. Lady Gaga hits 1 billion YouTube views. That's from the BBC. Zombies invade New York City morning rush hour. That's from the News of the Weird from clicktohouston.com. And I had been on quite the zombie movie marathon, revisiting the original Dawn of the Dead and checking out all the documentaries and the commentaries and watching some really interesting indie things that are available on Netflix. And again, I'll just whet your appetite with hopefully something coming in the near future concerning navigating Netflix and MediaMonarchy.com. Last of the Living from New Zealand and Zombies of Mass Destruction. But I digress. Fox may sue Cablevision as blackout continues. That's from DSLreports.com. Yes, there are TV wars raging, and unfortunately it mostly centers around, I want to watch my sports. Another interesting one I found while perusing the print edition of the New York Times, Jean-Luc Godard's honorary Oscar raises charges of anti-Semitism. He's going to get an honorary Oscar at the upcoming awards. However, he's not going to be there anyway. And a lot of folks are saying he's an old-school anti-Semite. I really don't know enough about the guy to comment any further. Lady Gaga course offered at University of South Carolina. That's from allgov.com. A new Grant Morrison documentary that we told you about a few weeks ago is now out. It's called Talking with Gods. There's also a new interview with Wired with Grant Morrison, creator of my favorite, The Invisibles, and all kinds of other stuff. Interesting note, filmmaker George Hickenlooper, cousin to the mayor of Denver, found dead. Award-winning director George Hickenlooper, cousin of Denver Mayor John Hickenlooper, was found dead last Saturday morning in an uptown Denver apartment where he was staying. The LA-based filmmaker was in Denver for the screening of his latest film. He was 47 and appeared to have died from natural causes. We don't see anything indicating that foul play was involved. This is a standard death investigation. George Hickenlooper's latest film, Casino Jack, stars Kevin Spacey. In an online statement on Deadline.com, Spacey said he was shocked by Hickenlooper's death. Interestingly enough, my friends, Casino Jack is all about Jack Abramoff. Could this be revenge? Let's close it out the way we started our media memes, with something that, again, we've kind of giggled about on the surface, but something that warrants much more attention. And again, this is tailor-made for Media Monarchy, as we want to slowly veer more into in-depth studies of media and symbolism and semiotics and all of those things that I kind of know a little bit more about than all of the crazy geopolitics, but we'll have to slowly morph into that naturally. But this, again, folks, is tailor-made for MediaMonarchy.com. Let's listen to the entire statement that Randy Quaid gave to the media while seeking asylum, while escaping what he calls the Star Whackers.
All right, I'm going to read a statement, and afterward, turn it over to my attorney, Catherine Sass, for any questions you may have. Help! That's not the statement. For the past 20 years, my wife, Evie, and I have been the victims of criminal activities perpetrated by a small network of individuals who are out to destroy us personally, professionally, and financially. This network of individuals is manipulating the banking system and the criminal justice system for the purposes of sabotaging our credit and our credibility. 3 of these individuals are Hollywood lawyers and a business manager, all of whom I hired 20 years ago to handle my legal and business affairs. They are Alan Wattenmaker, my former estate planner, Warren Grant, my former business manager, and Lloyd Braun, my ex-attorney. These 3, along with a few others whose professional services I've engaged over the years, have conspired together to steal my property, my money, and with the aid of specific individuals at 2 major studios, Bruce Berman certainly being one, have gained access to my royalties revenue streams. These people have been able to do these things through the creation of a phony probate file, phony living trusts, secret bank accounts, fake loans, bogus corporations, smear campaigns, and false arrests of my wife and me. They have been aided and abetted in their schemes by the entertainment division of City National Bank's Roxbury branch in Beverly Hills. This particular branch is a major financial hub for the entire Hollywood industry, with the cooperation of certain individuals within City National's entertainment division. Business managers, lawyers, and agents have been able to misappropriate my assets, life insurance policy, and royalties through various client trust accounts and bogus loans taken out in my name without my knowledge. The president of the bank's estate planning division told my wife that the bank prefers dead actors because they don't get in the way. These former employees of mine have further reached out to their relatives and contacts in Santa Barbara County to take civil disputes and turn them into criminal complaints against us. To be clear, we did not defraud an innkeeper, and we did not trespass on our own property. Up until a year ago, Evie and I had never had any run-in with the law whatsoever. We are not criminals, nor are we fugitives from justice, nor are we crazy. We are simply artists and filmmakers who are being racketeered on. We believe there are to be a malignant tumor of star whackers in Hollywood. How many people do you know personally who have died suddenly and mysteriously in the past 5 years? I have personally known 8 actors, all of whom I have worked with and was close to. Heath Ledger, Chris Penn, David Carradine, and others. I believe these actors were whacked, and I believe that many others, such as Britney Spears, Lindsay Lohan, and Mel Gibson, are being played to get at their money. In the meantime, many of celebrities' image and marketability is being co-opted and destroyed. Google helps out by keeping the negative stories near the top of the celebrity's webpage because it's the negativity that brings in the advertising revenue. In my own case, my ex-attorney Lloyd Braun has joined this tribe of bottom feeders by creating his own celebrity gossip website. What is wrong with that picture? When your own attorney starts defaming you, who do you turn to defend you? Lloyd Braun also claims to have come up with the idea of The Sopranos, so he's obviously familiar with the ways and means of organized crime. Unfortunately, my brother Dennis has made matters worse by buying a house from Mr. Braun on property Braun originally bought with money he embezzled from me. I recently discovered, much to my surprise, that Dennis is also on the deed to my Santa Barbara property. This is also the work of Mr. Braun, further confounding the validity of the transfer of my fully furnished property in 1992 to Mr. Bruce Berman. I have earned approximately $40 million throughout my career. I have profit participation in some of my films. I am being embezzled from by this monstrous ring of accountants, estate planners, and lawyers who are mercilessly slandering me and trying to kill my career, and I believe murder me in order to gain control of my royalties. I wish to return to only one thing: work. For the past 40 years, I have successfully worked in Canadian productions, and I would like to announce my availability and desire to do so immediately, legally, of course. And now I'd like to turn it over to my brilliant and honest Canadian attorney, Catherine Sass, for questions you may have. Where's Eddie today?
There you have it. There's the full press statement from Randy Quaid. And this is a fascinating story, and this is the kind of work that folks like Alex Constantine have done in his book, The Covert War Against Rock. This sounds like the precise scenario that befell someone like Michael Hutchence, lead singer of the band INXS, which opened this very episode. If there's any way anybody knows how to get in touch with him to further discuss this, please let mediamonarchy@gmail.com. I'm in Portland. He's in BC. That's not too far away, and the phone call connects all, my friends. Again, we'll also remind you that Fritz Springmeier is rumored to have been released in a halfway house. I tried to call the Portland halfway house, and I wasn't able to discern whether or not Fritz Springmeier is there. I decided to go the honest route and say, hey, I'm a reporter who heard that this guy was there. Can I talk to him? I can't let you do that. So that's the rumor. And again, if anybody can help make these connections happen, do it. Quickly, murder and mayhem, crime, comeback, 12 statistics that make you wonder what's happening to the U.S., such as New York murder rate soaring. That's from canoe.ca. Ex-soccer coach accused of sex assault found dead. And murdersuicide.blogspot.com on the death on Huff Mountain, West Virginia. Strange days indeed. We have another raft of Obama-Sia Barry Soetoro updates, and these are some of the things we touched on within NewWorldNextWeek.com and touched on last week with Clyde Lewis here in studio. American election devolves into brutality and fraud. That's from ofgoatsandmen.blogspot.com. Jack Conway tips off assistant prosecutor, that would be his brother, about being investigated by police for drug trafficking. Fortunately, Rand Paul, and hopefully, fortunately, just defeated Conway. Stomping of Move On activists at Rand Paul event, a staged incident, ? White House media whores caught in the Rand Paul stomping cover-up. Connecticut judge, of course, said that fans could wear their wrestling garb to the polls, but fortunately, McMahon lost as well. Democrat election fraud openly running rampant. That's from CanadaFreePress.com. Touchscreens flipping votes in North Carolina from GOP to Dem. That's from MarkCrispinMiller.com. More about Obama on The Daily Show with John... What's the last name? I forget. His brother, is the head of the New York Stock Exchange. Larry. Obama, of course, visiting India's tech sector while our economy here at home crumbles. Obama administration using Ashcroft Supreme Court case to advance White House immunity. Again, carrying the football on. Never investigating the previous criminals. We have to move forward. A Citizens United conspiracy. Were Supreme Court justices involved? Technorati.com getting into massive conflict of interest. We have Tarpley's full address to the anti-Obama rally on the U.S. Capitol going back to October 23rd. We have the Portland Indie Media photos of the Obama protest when Barry Soetoro was here stumping for John Kitzhaber, who did win his third term. It's kind of like a second marriage here in Oregon. But the protest photos are there, and again, so much more swirling around Barry Soetoro and Obama-Sia.